National Youth Orchestra of Iraq, tuning up for Heartbeat of Baghdad. The leader is Ani Melkonian, an Armenian Iraqi from the capital.
In the beginning, Heartbeat of Baghdad reminds us of the past in kind of bittersweet thing, and then you find all the instruments getting louder, and it's the torment and the troubles in Iraq, all these things that Iraq went through, it's all in it. But there is also still hope, still peace. There is still hope, yeah. Hope.
In the audience, a symbol of hope, a baby just a few days old. The orchestra was created less than 2 years ago by a young Baghdad music student, Zuhal Sultan, who was 17 at the time.
The idea just cropped up from nowhere. National Youth Orchestra of Iraq.
Just like that?
Just like that. I joined the Iraqi National Symphony Orchestra. 70 members of different ages, different background. They were respectful of each other, they lived like a family. So I felt that if the people of Iraq could see this form of unity in the younger generation, this would provide a lot of hope.
A simple idea, inspired by Daniel Barenboim's Middle East Orchestra of Jews and Palestinians, was peace through music.
The orchestra members come from Arab part of the country and the Kurdish part, and at the first few days you see them in cliques and not really meshing in together. 3 to 4 days later you'd see them dancing in the bus.
Absolutely, says horn player Rania Nashat.
The greatest thing is that we met Kurdish people playing with them. I've never done that in my life. And finding out how great musicians they are and what they can do is amazing too. It's lovely.
"12 European and American tutors came to Erbil for the 2-week summer camp, including the conductor, Paul McAlinden, from Scotland.
People want it so badly. That's how it actually happens. Many of them are self-taught. Many of them don't have access to the quality of teachers that we can bring directly here for them. And many of them have never played in any form of group at all, never mind an orchestra. There are players who are the only classical music players in their entire town who are here. So they are so disconnected, and we reconnect them with everybody else. That's why there's such a need.
But how do you pick the musicians from hundreds of applicants? You audition them, of course, but not in person. Iraq is not safe enough yet to travel hundreds of miles with a double bass or a cello or a harp. So you audition them on YouTube. They videoed examples of their work and uploaded them to the website. The composer of Heartbeat of Baghdad is Lance Conway, a Baghdad Iraqi.
It's about the history of Baghdad, when it was a big library for the world, and everyone came to Baghdad to learn and educated. And some movements, it includes wars and troubles, and at least it still has its heartbeat.
And tell me, you're Iraqi from Baghdad. Why is your name Lance Conway?
My grandfather, his family originally from America, and the American were from Irish, and he came with the British Army after the First Universal War, and he decided to marry Iraqi women and decided to stay in Iraq and became Iraqi citizen.
And Conway, so, is essentially from Ireland originally.
Yeah.
And your father called you Lance.
My name, Lance, is the short name of Lancelot, because my grandfather, his name was Lancelot.
One of the trumpet players is Ferrand Nashat. I first met him 3 years ago when he was a little boy, yearning for normality and peace and enduring terrible events.
One time, they killed my uncle. Yeah. He was in the street with his friend, and they called his name, and they took him down. We stay in the house doing nothing. So all I do is just playing on the computer or my instrument, watch TV, or do my homeworks. That's it. I want to play football, a lot of football, because since I've been a child, when the Iraq has been invasions, I didn't play ball outside ever.
And here's Ferrand now.
I have a lot of friends and I play football a lot, and I'm hoping to buy a bicycle.
The orchestra also played Beethoven and Mendelssohn, and they received standing ovations. Music as a messenger of peace in a troubled land.